Yuki Kawamura might be my favorite Grizzly of all time.
Yuki definitely stole the show today. He's a joy to be around. He's a character.
He's full of energy. He's got bubbling personality. I'm glad he was able to showcase that center court from the fans. He's doing a lot more than dancing and win those competitions.
When you think of basketball, towering athletes like LeBron James or Giannis Antetokounmpo come to mind, right? Well, let me introduce you to someone breaking that mold. Yuki Kawamura, the 5'8" Japanese basketball sensation taking the world by storm. Yeah, you heard that right, 5'8". And yet this guy is putting up performances at the 2024 Paris Olympics that leave you thinking, how is he this good? Today, let's talk about why Yuki isn't just a good player, he's a player by who all logic shouldn't be this good. So, how did Yuki Kawamura rise to stardom? It all began in Japan's B-League, where he didn't just show flashes of talent, he stood out and fast. He joined the Yokohama B Corsairs in 2020, and let's be honest, most people thought he was just another undersized, flashy player. But here's the kicker. He flipped the narrative. By the 2022-2023 season, he grabbed the league's MVP award and became his team's engine, delivering consistent double-digit assists and scoring nights. Kawamura wasn't just holding his own. He was dominating. He was named Rookie of the Year, MVP, and a spot on the B-League Best 5 team. He made it clear that size wasn't a barrier to his greatness. His elite ball handling, quick decision-making, and leadership transformed him into the centerpiece of his team. And here's a twist. His rise was so rapid that NBA scouts couldn't help but take a notice. A guy this small, making this much noise, they had to pay attention. And it wasn't just the domestic league where Kawamura shined. His breakout moment on the global stage came during the 2023 FIBA Basketball World Cup. Playing for Japan, Yuki wasn't just there to participate, but to win. Kawamura spearheaded a fourth-quarter comeback with 15 points in a stunning victory over Finland. This was no small feat. It was Japan's first ever win against a European team. And guess who was leading the charge? You got it, Yuki Kawamura. But the real fireworks came in Lille, France on July 30th during a nail-biting game against a host nation. Kawamura lit up the court, dropping 29 points, dishing out 6 assists, grabbing 7 rebounds, and even snagging a steal. And here's the best part. He was going to be toe-to-toe with guys like Victor Wembanyama and Rudy Gobert, who are nearly 2 feet taller than him. Yet, Yuki was unstoppable, almost pulling off one of the biggest upsets in Olympic history. Now, let's set the stage. Japan is leading, final seconds are ticking down, and then boom. Matthew Strazel hits a clutch 4-point play to force overtime. Heartbreaker, right? Japan lost 94-90, but all eyes were on Kawamura, who was called for a controversial foul on Strazel's game-tying shot. A mere brush of the hand decided the outcome, but Kawamura's brilliance was undeniable. Even France's coach, the defensive mastermind, Vincent Collet, couldn't contain him. This wasn't just a performance, it was a statement. If you think that was a one-off, think again. This wasn't Yuki's first standout moment. In the 2022 FIBA Asia Cup, Kawamura was already turning heads with his incredible playmaking. However, something changed when his coach Tom Havasi pushed him to take on more scoring responsibility. Yuki stepped up, leading Yokohama to the top of the B-League and securing that MVP title. Fast forward to 2023 FIBA World Cup, and Kawamura was on fire. In a must-win game against Finland, he scored 25 points on 10 of 16 shooting, including 4 of 7 from deep. Japan finished 19th overall, the highest-ranked Asian team, and secured a spot at the 2024 Paris Olympics. Yuki wasn't just a player, he was Japan's leader both on and off the court. And back home in Japan, Kawamura had become a cultural icon. Arenas were packed with fans wanting to catch a glimpse of him, and his highlights were all over social media. He wasn't just playing basketball, but making it cool in a country where sport is still growing. And what's more, Yuki made it a point to give back. He frequently made surprise appearances at youth basketball camps, inspiring the next generation of athletes. His influence was tangible. Youth enrollment in basketball programs skyrocketed in the regions where he appeared. But what's truly special about Yuki Kawamura is not just the points or the assists. It's the way he plays with joy, flair, and an evident love for the game. And off the court, he's as humble as they come. After every game, he quickly praises his teammates, always deflecting attention from himself. In a world where athletes are often larger than life figures, Yuki stands out for his grounded, approachable personality. That makes him an ambassador for the basketball in Japan and a role model for aspiring athletes everywhere. Kawamura stands at 5'8", but he's defying the long-held belief that size is everything in sports. He's showing that mental understanding, speed, and heart can trump height and physicality. Coaches across Japan and internationally use Yuki as a prime example in training camps, urging young athletes to focus on their court vision, anticipation, and quick decision-making. His success has sparked a broader conversation about size limits in basketball, leading to a shift in how professional teams scout talent. More and more, we're seeing smaller players rise through the ranks, all thanks to pioneers like Yuki. Yuki Kawamura's story empathizes the heart over height mentality. We've seen this before in the NBA with players like Muggsy Bogues, Earl Boykins, Nate Robinson, and Isaiah Thomas. A sub-6-foot player defies the odds every few years and becomes a fan favorite. Yuki has all the makings on the next guy on that list. He's got the energy, hustle, and crowd appeal that NBA fans love. But Yuki isn't just a feel-good story. He's a reminder that basketball, like all sports, is for everyone. Fans love seeing someone who looks like a regular guy out there tearing it up. It makes the game feel more accessible to the everyday person. And let's be honest, everyone loves an underdog, and Kawamura is the ultimate underdog. In September 2024, Kawamura took another massive step toward his NBA dream, signing an Exhibit 10 contract with the Memphis Grizzlies. He came in as a training camp player, facing long odds to make the team. But you already know what happens next. Yuki defies expectations. He quickly impacted the Grizzlies' preseason games, dishing out 8 assists against the Chicago Bulls, showing off flashy no-look passes and clutch shooting against the Indiana Pacers. Sure, his contract was non-guaranteed, but after averaging 20.3 points and 7.7 assists per game during the Olympics, no one was surprised when he earned a two-way contract with the Grizzlies. This allows him to split time between the NBA and their G League affiliate, the Memphis Hustle. So, why the Grizzlies? Well, Memphis has a history with Japanese players. Yuta Watanabe, another standout from Japan, started his NBA journey with the Grizzlies on a two-way contract. There's a natural fit here, and Yuki could be the next chapter in this story. So, what really makes Yuki Kawamura stand out? It's his basketball IQ. Yuki sees the game in a way most players don't. His quickness and ball handling make him nearly impossible to guard. He's got the sixth sense when it comes to reading defenses and setting up his teammates for wide open shots. And when he drives to the basket, defenders have no idea whether he will shoot or make a highlight reel pass. Defensively, he's a scrappy player who forces turnovers despite his small size. He's averaged multiple steals per game in international play, proving that you can't underestimate him, even on defense. Perhaps his most underrated quality is his leadership. At just 23 years old, Kawamura commands respect for his teammates and opponents. After a workout, Grizzlies rookie Zach Edey, who stands at 7'4", said, "He was just driving straight at me. First possession. He plays bigger than he is." Interestingly, the Memphis Grizzlies now have the NBA tallest player, Edey, and Kawamura, the shortest player. This creates a fun team dynamic. Yuki's transition from the B League to the NBA has been no small feat. He was a star in Japan, but in the NBA he has to adapt to a faster, more physical game, and yet he's finding ways to thrive. His basketball IQ allows him to navigate the NBA's physicality, whether it's through a crafty pass or a club shot. Even Grizzlies star Marcus Smart said, "Yuki brings a uniqueness to the game that you cannot teach. He uses everything in his skill set to his advantage, speed, and being so small. Sometimes you can't even see him. He comes out of nowhere. He's able to shoot the ball, he's able to handle the ball, and pass the ball as well. People underestimate him." Let's be real. The NBA grind is tough, and Kawamura's future in the league is far from guaranteed. The Grizzlies have a stacked backcourt, and competition for minutes will be fierce. But if we've learned anything about Yuki, he thrives when odds are stacked against him. Whether he's dishing out double-digit assists in Japan or making waves on the global stage, Kawamura has consistently exceeded expectations, and his journey continues. Basketball fans worldwide will be watching closely. Does Yuki Kawamura have what it takes to become a key player in the NBA? If his incredible rise has inspired you, let us know in the comments below. And don't forget to hit that subscribe button for more in-depth stories about athletes breaking barriers and making history.